Hi, Roman. Great to have you here. Welcome to the Retail Media Technology Podcast. We're here to let retail media network owners know about what's new and innovative in the world of retail media, and grateful that you have taken some time to tell us about Lucky Cart. And I'm really intrigued actually because I know that like myself, you started off your career as a soap powder salesman, and I'd love to hear how you went from that to CEO of what is one of France's most innovative retail media tech companies. So tell us a little bit about your story, Roma.
Yeah, I will try to make a long story short, but indeed, I used to work for P&G for 14 years and starting indeed selling powder in stores. Not only because I was selling all the categories of P&G at that time in France, in both hypermarket and supermarket. And I did something like 9 different roles at P&G. And I ended as director of the Fabric and Home Care division in France and Benelux, managing marketing, sales, finance, and supply. But at the end, it was all about business. So it was my job for 14 years. Then I moved to L'Oréal as commercial director, still in France. And um, and the reality is that you know it also is that when you are designing some business plan, both for P&G, L'Oréal, but overall in FMCG, you are designing some plans which should be shopper centric. So you are trying, to develop the knowledge you could have on the shopper, and you are leveraging analytics. You are building super plans for innovation, peak periods, category management, and so on and so on. But most of the time, at the end, it's all about promotion. Because even if you have the best innovation in the world, if you want to make it visible, you will leverage promotion. When you have peak period, you will leverage promotion, especially in mature markets such as France. And I do believe it's the same in the UK. It's really, FMCG is really promo driven. And I don't know if I could say that way, but promotion is what I call a necessary evil, meaning that if you are not doing promotion, you are losing market share. If you are doing promotion, you are losing profit. So there is no really good solution about promotion. And 8 years ago, I was thinking about it. I was investing as commercial director millions of euros to fuel my promotion on every brand, every categories. And I haven't found the right solution. And I was thinking about the fact that with the rise of both data, the rise of digital, there was probably a way to improve the way we are promoting our brands. It's really about the best way to promote our brands, and that was the deal. And when I realized it, I thought it was a good time for me to jump into a more entrepreneurial role, because I was thinking that if we are able to work hand in hand with both brands and retailer to improve the way we engage, we convert shopper through data, media, and digital, it could be better for both retailer, brands, and shopper.
That's very, very good. So it really was that knowledge, deep knowledge that you had at P&G and then L'Oreal about promotions that kind of inspired and then the rise, as you were saying, of digital and technology. So I guess a feeling that you could use data and technology to really improve the way that brands and retailers promote. Did you found the company, Roma, or did you join an existing company? How did that evolve?
It's a good one. Lucky Card was created in 2010, and I joined the company in 2017 as an advisor at the very beginning, and I became CEO of Lucky Card early 2018. So I took the leadership on Lucky Card in 2018, and before Lucky Card was more about this concept of promo gaming. switching classical discount by games. But it was not really yet in the FMCG area. It was not yet leveraging data and retail media. So I took the leadership on Lucky Cart in 2018, and then we pivot the total company. Because I was thinking about one thing also, is that FMCG also pretty well. And it's not just about, a technical mastery. It's not just about technical knowledge. It's about technical knowledge, but also about business knowledge. And of course, we are leveraging, our knowledge about FMCG retailers and the knowledge we have about categories and the network we have in this environment. Because if you want to make it big, you need to know the categories, to know the business, and to leverage your network.
That's very interesting. And one of the things that I find remarkable about Lucky Cart, having got to know it just a little bit, is that it's used so widely in France, and we all know that the French supermarkets are amongst the most admired, biggest, most innovative retailers in the world, leaders on retail media, and yet they all more or less all of them are working with you, which is, I think, remarkable. Tell us how did you first get started? Who was your first significant client? When did you know that you really had something that was going to work?
Yeah. First, we've designed the technology of Lucky Cart on 3 different pillars. The first one, is really data, the way we are leveraging massive amount of data. The second one is all about shopper conversion, shopper activation. And the last one is about retail media. And we are mixing these 3 pillars to make the most of it. And at the very beginning, the first customer we had was Intermarché. And first, we worked with Intermarché hand in hand with their private label.
Okay.
And we had really super strong results on their private label. And the results were so good that then they told us, okay, let's do it on A brands. And that was the time when we pivot directly to retail media. Because if we are able to fuel the business for A brands, we are able to convert shoppers and we are able to fuel overall business for retailers. That's, a kind of magical cycle. Exactly.
That's very, very good. And then I guess there's been this global boom in retail media over the last 4 or 5 years. I guess kind of led in some ways by Amazon, and so now you're really in that world. So can you tell us a little bit about how the retailers that you're working with are deploying Lucky Cart? How actually does it work? What, for example, would I see as a consumer? And I'm assuming that I would see you on the retailer's website. Would you see me, or would I see you in a kind of display area or in the sponsored product grid? Just tell us a little bit about the product and the customer experience and how it works.
Yeah. First, as I said, it's all about shopper. And if I could, I would say that Lucky Cart is really a shopper-centric retail media platform. Really, 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 because it's all about shopper. So first of all, we are directly connected to the first-party data of the retailer. We are working in partnership with the retailers, and we are collecting in real time the first-party data in an anonymous way from the retailer. And on this data, we have developed 7 years ago, and we are working also. It's really, we have a data scientist in-house team, and we are developing in-house algorithm. And first, we are collecting that data. We are cleaning the data, crossing it with the catalog, the SKU catalogs. And then we have developed some AI to be able to anticipate the next basket basket of each individual shopper. So
Okay,
it's not about targeting. It's really about personalization and individualization. Through this algorithm, we are able to predict the next shopping basket. And as soon as we are able to predict that next shopping basket, we are able to fully personalize the campaign, the activation, the promotion that we will push to the shopper. Now, you could have indeed the best personalization and the best activation in the world for the shopper. If they are not able to see it, okay, you do it for nothing. So that's why we are leveraging retail media, because through retail media, we are really in the lower funnel, super close, to the shopper purchase. You, you remember P&G, we used to call it the first moment of truth.
Mhm.
It's all about the first moment of truth. At the moment where the shopper will add the SKU in his basket. So we are interacting with the shopper in real time, on homepage, promo page, search, category page, even basket page to push impulse. But we will push only activation. It's not only about visibility and media. It's about conversion. And that's why we are leveraging activation. Most of the time for gaming, because it's a super way to trigger the purchase. So we are leveraging, it could be also couponing, but we are leveraging most of the time gaming, but ultra personalized gaming and activation to trigger a purchase super close to their shopper funnel, to their purchase funnel.
That's really interesting. And so you're as you say, you're looking at the retailers' first party data in an anonymized way. You're looking at the shoppers that are visiting, and you're looking at their historical purchases, and you're using that to predict what it is they're most likely to buy next. I guess from the brand's point of view. Just a quick question on the data, Romain. Are you pulling that in from the loyalty programs too, so that you're seeing the entire shopping history of that customer with the retailer, both in store and on site, or is it really just the on site purchases that you look for?
Yeah, indeed. We more and more we are making we are the difference between on site and off site, and that's why I prefer to talk about digital shopper. Why? Because indeed, with some, in France, we are working with 90% of the online retailers, 90% of the online retailers. And with some of them, we are working only on online. So we are collecting online shopper tickets, checkout tickets. But with some of them, we are working both online and offline. Why? Because we are leveraging the loyalty app. And as soon as we are able to leverage the loyalty app, we have a digital support. And therefore, we are able to personalize the campaign we will push to the shopper. And then the shopper could shop online or in store. So we are really able to personalize the campaign we will do both online and in store. And in that case, we are collecting all the checkout tickets, both on and offline.
Okay, so that's very good. So I hadn't quite realized that. So really, actually, this solution is omni-channel, and it could incentivize customers in store, and you could communicate to them, presumably into the loyalty app, as you say, as well as on site. And so yeah, it's an omni-channel solution.
Yeah, and it was one of my bets, because at the beginning we started on online only. But one of my bets is that more and more our FMCG retailers will develop their own loyalty app to capture the data, to develop their business, to reinforce conversion and loyalty. And now we are integrated in this loyalty app, and we are able to interact in an individual way, both on and offline. And I will add one thing, because what is maybe super complex, at the end, it should be super simple and impacting. The promise should be simple and impacting for the shopper online or in his app. it should be simple and impacting in terms of KPI and results for the brands, for the retailers. And the complexity is on our side, only on our side. And moreover, it's, the cherry on the cake of that complexity is that when you are pushing a campaign, you will have to interact with, I don't know, 200K, 500K shopper. So you have to execute with excellence, because when you are able to interact in real time with 500K shoppers, you can't fail, because you are really in shopper eyes. And we are white label for retailers and brands, so you should really execute with excellence.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So tell us a little bit about the business model then. My understanding is that retailers typically offer this as a promotion device to brands, albeit they could use it for their own brands themselves. And that, as you explained, that's how you got started. But the brand would pay, and is that correct? Tell us a little bit about the business model and the how the economics would work.
Yeah, indeed. If we are leveraged by private labels and retailers, it's a part of our business. But the biggest part of our business is really the shopper-centric retail media, and in that case, it's really financed by A brands. The brands are paying for the campaign. They are paying for the campaign, and it could be campaign per campaign, but most of the time, we are now integrated in the yearly marketing budget. When all these FMCG guys, when they are preparing their budget for next year with innovation, peak period, promotion, and so on, they will integrate a yearly dedicated budget to Lucky Card to boost and fuel their business. And what is critical today, it's not just about, that A brands are investing on a campaign. They are coming to us with their business KPIs, with their business targets and their business challenge. And we are working with both brands and media agency on the best way to tackle these business objectives. So brands are paying. Most of the time, it's a yearly budget, and we are working hand in hand, leveraging the retail media to deliver their business objectives.
Okay, got you. And so if you're a retail media network operator or owner, I guess you're sort of thinking about the different propositions that you have, and some of those are predominantly in store, and some of them are on site, and some of them are off site using your audience data. How would we define Lucky Card? Is it an on-site solution predominantly?
Yeah, most of the time it's an on-site solution, which we leverage more and more. I prefer to say digital solution.
Yeah.
But most of the time, still today, it's an online solution, but moving to a digital solution covering on and off. And we are leveraged really by retailers and retailers media agency in a way for sure to develop monetization, but also to develop their business, because through our activation, as we are, it's all about shopper engagement and conversion once more. So we are reinforcing the loyalty of their shopper. In a few retailers in France, it could be up to one shopper out of two, which is leveraging our campaign, which is participating to our campaign. So it's really, and some of them are even participating to our campaign each time they are shopping. So it's really a good way to reinforce loyalty, and it's also a good way to develop the average basket. So, for the retailers and retailers media agency, it's both a way to monetize for retail media, and it's also a good way to develop their business.
Okay, that's really interesting. So you're being very selective through the AI and the analytics about which customers are actually presented with the content or the offer or the promotion, and you're being very thoughtful about that so that it maximizes the uplift from the brand point of view, and optimizes the total basket spend from the retailer's point of view.
Exactly. And that's why, also I'm leading Lucky Card for 8 years now. And I was thinking about developing our technos, our business, on new verticals, on different categories and new verticals. For the moment, I do believe that I still need to be super focused on FMCG because, there is a kind of magic sweet spot between our tech and FMCG. And we have so much to do again with retailers and brands on FMCG that we are still working on it. And it's a funny fact, but I think that something like half of our innovation over the last 8 years are coming from talk we had with retailers and brands because they were looking for they had business target and was looking for a new solution, and we designed it together. So that's why I told you at the very beginning that it's all about technical mastery, technical knowledge, data knowledge, but also business knowledge. And we are developing this solution also. What I really like, what I really prefer is when some retailers and brands are coming to us with business challenge.
Yeah.
I want to tackle, the people who are churning from my website.
Yeah.
What is the best way to do it? Okay, we'll investigate and we will work together on it.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now, I guess the certainly the world of on-site retail media is in the UK, and it's very, very similar in France, dominated by really two big vendors, Criteo and Citrus Ad, now called Epsilon, perhaps with one or two challengers like Miracle and others. But I think if you took the top 5 supermarkets in the UK and the same in France, you probably would find that those two big vendors have 90% plus share. So have you developed Lucky Cart to integrate with these ad tech platforms?
Exactly. What I like to say, I don't know if I could really say that, but we are piggybacking the retail media platform in a way that we are, Epsilon or Criteo are doing an amazing job in terms of retail media platform and visibility. And we are adding, a new layer, a new technical layer on retail media, which is much more shopper-centric and based on data and activation. It's just a different way, but it's really an incremental layer really for this platform and for retailer in terms of business. That's why I don't think Lucky Cart is a direct competitor to Epsilon or on Criteo. And we are even working with Epsilon and Criteo because I think we are more incremental and colleagues than competitors. It's I don't know if it's a good one, but it's a basic comparison. In the former time, when we were doing business in FMCG, because we are old, see, in the former time, you had marketing and TV copy, media TV copy, and you had promo leaflet in store. It's both are working to engage shopper.
Yeah.
But they are working in parallel. It's exactly the same in the modern world for us, because Criteo and Epsilon, is the new TV copy, and Lucky Cart could be the new promo leaflet.
Yeah.
It could be similar, but it's not, because it's different targets, objectives.
And then I'm also guessing that obviously predominantly the customer would see the promotion or the offer on the retailer's website, but that presumably can also be communicated through a loyalty app if there is one. And are there any instances where a retailer is using Lucky Cart with their audience data, but they're using it in an off-site channel, perhaps on social media or somewhere else?
Yeah, for instance, they are also pushing our campaign on their newsletter. They are pushing notification on their app because I'm not sure it's the right word in English, but the opening rate, for instance, on the push notification of Lucky Card campaign is the highest they have. With one retailer in France, the opening rate of the push notification on Lucky Card campaign is 15%, which is the highest they have among all the notifications they are pushing to their shopper. So more and more, they are pushing also our campaign on newsletter, notification, and so on, because it's a good way also to drive traffic on the app, for instance, and to reinforce the traffic they could have.
That's very good.
We
I hadn't really
sometimes,
thought about that, but I know that a lot of retailers do want to promote app usage, particularly when they have a loyalty app, or whether it's integrated with the e-com app or not. And then that use of notifications that's very innovative. If you're saying that you can click through onto the promotion just via a notification link.
it's once more simple and impacting for shopper. Imagine you receive a notification, you have one chance out of 20 to win your baskets. Okay?
Yeah, very
Simple
powerful.
and impacting. You will open it. You will go to the app. And it's once more, it's paid by the brands because it's driving business for the brands. So retailers are leveraging our campaign once to create traffic, to reinforce loyalty, and even sometimes to opt in their shopper.
It's a great offer. I mean, to win your shopping basket for free, it's a very compelling offer. How do you make sure that you get the balance right between the number of redemptions where you are fulfilling that you're giving somebody their entire shopping basket for free, versus does everybody win something, or how does the maths work?
It's critical because it could be a risky business. So it's part of the complexity we are managing on our side.
Hmm.
When a brand or a private label is ordering a campaign at Lucky Cart, most of the time the campaign is between 2 to 10 to 12 weeks. And for sure, when it's up to 10 to 12 weeks, the level of risk and the way we are managing the budget is super high. And our proposition to brands in general is really all inclusive, from the brief, the design of the solution, the design of the visual assets, the parameter of the campaign. We are A/B testing our campaign. So we are designing a sample upfront. We are preparing AI for each individual to design the best activation mechanism for each individual, and then we will follow up every day. We are A/B testing our campaign on a daily basis. It's not me. It's not, we don't do it by hand for sure, but the engine is A/B testing automatically, and working on the campaign on a daily basis to adjust it, to be sure that we will deliver the business target, and to be sure we will deliver the business target, but keeping the level of reward we have in the right area.
And how does it fit with retailers? Obviously, are regularly promoting on their website. They might have an omni-channel set of promotions that they're pushing, and you can see ads on the website that are also you would see the same ad / promotion in store. Oftentimes, you'll see promotions that are just e-com, but I guess the retailers executing an overall promotion strategy. How does Lucky Cart fit into that? Is it a solution that the retailer could use across an entirety of products and brands and to augment their overall promotion strategy? or really is it a kind of brand centric solution that is designed to optimize and increase the sales of a particular product for a particular customer, and it sort of acts, it's kind of complementary to the overall promotion strategy.
Fair one. The biggest part of our business is really retail media centric. So our campaigns are sold by the retailer's media agency or sometimes by my team. And of course, the retailer, have a veto on each campaign, because sometimes they have tough negotiation, and sometimes they have a veto on a campaign. But most of the time it's fine for sure. But on top of that, they add a layer, because some of my retailers have a specific strategy on families, for instance, or families with kids and with babies. And we are pushing specific campaign on babies. We are much more focused on families with babies. So it's first of all retail media approach. So we are selling campaign to brands, but it's also leveraged by retailer to fix some of the business challenges they could have. I have one example in mind. It was about Christmas chocolate. And Christmas chocolate is for sure a big period for the chocolate. And if it's super strong in store, it was not good enough in online. And we have developed a 1 month peak period at System U with System U, so the retailer, and with the top brands. And all together, we developed a new peak period to really reinforce the business on Christmas chocolate online. And we created it all together. So it was one more about retail media, but retail media leverage as a CRM tool for the retailer.
Very interesting. And so should retailers, retail media network operators think about this as a solution to optimize their promotion strategy, or should they be thinking about it as a kind of a point solution that will augment what they're currently doing and bring in incremental revenue, incremental retail media revenue from a brand, but also it's going to grow sales of that brand and the total basket?
Yeah, they will grow both. And I was thinking about one talk I have with retailer also in France. The art of our technology is what we call dynamic profile, because we are collecting the checkout ticket, the first party data, clean it, leverage algorithms, and we create a dynamic profile for each shopper. And that dynamic, because it will evolve in time. It's all about consumer lifetime value, and we will take the best of it. Each time your shopper is shopping, each time your shopper is coming on your website, in your app, we will improve his dynamic profile to be able to interact with him in time. We do it for retail media, but indeed we could do it also on promotion. UK is also super promo driven, and most of the time, FMCG brands are pushing big packs in promotion, because that's the best way to make it a bit profitable. So I don't know, you will have a pack of 6 SKUs, and your promotion is a pack of 6 SKUs. If you are living in a house outside London with 3 kids, 6-pack is okay. If you are single, living in a flat in London, 6-pack is too much.
Sure.
And that dynamic profile and our ability to personalize the threshold, the promotional threshold, shopper per shopper, is used today for retail media, as we do, but could be leveraged also to improve your promo strategy. Because at the end, it's always about shopper conversion, shopper engagement to develop your business.
That's very interesting. I'm wondering if is there anything we can see? Can we? Is it possible to sort of see how
Sure.
what the customer might see or what the retailer might see?
Sure. What we could do, if you want, we could do a kind of live demo.
Why not?
So without net. It's really a live demo. So without net, you know. As I was talking about execute with excellence, I hope I was not too much arrogant, you know, in a French way.
Not at all.
I try. So the famous question: could you see my screen?
Yeah, I think you've nailed it. Very good.
Okay. So right here, I am on the Intermarché website.
The Intermarché website. Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, we can see some
And
product pictures there.
yeah, Intermarché is a top French retailer, and they have many click and collect stores in France. I think it's something like 1,400. So I'm on the home page, and could you see? Yeah, so it's in French. So sorry for that, but could you see the Schweppes campaign?
We can. So we see a Schweppes banner, vos courses remboursés, which I think means your shopping reimbursed or
Yeah,
something like that.
your basket for free.
Your basket for free. Yeah.
And so this one, for instance, this one is dedicated to Schweppes, and on the same one I have a different one. This one is a multi-brand campaign because we are creating a peak time with Intermarché. It's really a multi-brand campaign. That is Fleury Michon. This one is a coupon on Intermarché. And for instance, if I go directly, I don't know, to promotion, if there you have the promo page, you have the promo page, and right here you have a campaign on Le Petit Marseillais.
Okay, so it's appearing as a scrolling banner on the like it was like a kind of carousel on the homepage, and here you're on the promo page, and it's appearing as a in a display ad form.
And this one, you know, it's still a lucky card campaign, as I said, dedicated to Intermarché, that one. So back to my point, we are really, it's all about retail media because I need to be visible to the shopper at that first moment of truth when he is about to click and shop, to add it in your basket. So we are visible, you know, on that lower funnel. It could be promo page, home page, basket page, as I said, to push impulse, search, of course, as a retail media platform classical. But then, for instance, if I go directly on that one,
Just before you do, sorry,
I'm getting that.
if you head back, so I think that's sort of there's some sort of 40-year anniversary that says you're shopping for free up to a limit of 150 euros, and then what's it saying? Play with 5 bought products. What does that mean?
No, it means that for you, you have to add 5 products in your basket.
Okay, so it's telling you in advance that you're going to need to put 5 products in your basket.
Exactly. Once more, simple and impacting.
Yeah, I mean that's
simple because it's you always have a call to action for the shopper.
Right.
You want promotion, you want to benefit for promotion, game, coupons, whatever. You have a call to action, and the call to action there is you have to buy 5 products, and this threshold is fully personalized, meaning it's 4 products for me. It could have been 1 for you.
Okay, very interesting. And then just to help me and others understand. So as you say, it's saying here you need to buy 5 products, but it's quite possible that could be 2 or 3, depending on what you know about the customer.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, to understand that through the personalization algorithm. But then, does it mean that if I do buy those 5, or the 5 that are going to be indicated, that I will get my basket for free? Because
no. Then, so if you are buying that, so first, super simple. You have the call to action for you is to buy X product, and in that case, 5 products. And if you buy these 5 products, you will play, and you have one chance to win your full basket. And that's where it's super impacting. It's not about, I don't know, a travel to Seychelles. It's super simple because it's your basket. So if your basket is 50 euros, you have one chance to win 50 euros. If your basket is 130 euros, you will win 130 euros. Why? It's super impacting because first it's super simple, and most in average the cashback we have on the basket is 120 euro. The reward they have in average is 120 euros. And what is funny is that when shoppers are playing to win, don't ask me why, but they are increasing a bit their basket. Because of, okay, I will add 5 products. Okay, I will play, but if I play, I want to win a bit more. And in average, they are increasing their basket by 20%. So the players are increasing their basket by 20%, which is on top of monetization, an impact for retailers and business.
How does the customer know how easy or likely it is going to be that they're going to win? Because that must have an impact in their behavior. If they judge that they've got a good chance of winning, clearly they're going to behave very differently, I think, to if they think, oh well, I'm just one of millions, and how do they judge their chance of winning?
It's what is funny is that we made many studies about that. And first of all, what shopper likes is the game in itself. It's super easy. It's not super engaging because you just have to buy your product a bit more than generally, but you have to buy your product, and therefore you will buy your product, and then you have a game. And in itself, the promise is good enough. And then sometimes, because on that one is your full basket, but it could have been, you have one chance out of 5, for instance, to win your Le Petit Marseillais basket. The cashback will only be on Le Petit Marseillais SKUs you will buy. And it could be, I don't know, one chance out of 5, because one chance out of 5 to win your Petit Marseillais is the equivalent of 20% discount. But if you are going to a shopper, Steve, and you say, do you prefer 20% discount on Petit Marseillais or one chance out of 5 to win your Petit Marseillais?
Okay, so that's good. So you are giving them. So I think what you're saying is, look, a lot of this behavior, they would probably be buying that product anyway, but not necessarily in the amount that you hope that they will, and that by kind of explaining the promotion to them in gamification terms and the chances they've got of winning, which is like 1 in 5, 1 in 4, that's, a lot of people would judge that very high, and the prize is significant, it's 150 euros or the value of their basket. It's those dynamics that create the behavior change that lead to the higher purchasing.
Yes, the promise once more is simple and impacting, and it's really a lever to trigger purchase. And it could be high probability. It could be high promise, such as your basket fully cash backed, and we are really leveraging that. And you could see that we are not talking about price. It's really about.
I can imagine the brands would love this because you're not, they're not having to drop their price.
Exactly.
And, we all know that can create complications on margins and profitability, not just with the retailer who's running that promotion, but, others who, look at that and feel the need to react accordingly.
Yeah,
and selling it full price,
we're
always
selling it for full price. I'm not talking about pricing. I'm not talking about discount. It's all about promoting your brand, but it's promoting your brand without promotion.
Got you. Okay. So
And
what happens when the customer clicks through? Then show us
I will add one point also on top of that,
Okay.
because I'm thinking about it. It's, it's only shelf SKUs. In that campaign, it's not a specific SKU. It's not a promo specific SKU on which I have to invest on sleeves and so on and so on. Okay. If I go directly and I click on the banner, you will go directly in a shop in shop.
Okay, that's interesting. So I'm into the world of this what is it, a shampoo brand?
Yeah,
Le-
exactly. Which
Le-
is for me also super important. Why? Because
yeah,
it's seamless. Huh? You are still on Intermarché website.
yeah,
Lucky Cart is nowhere.
yes,
So you are on Intermarché website. It's seamless, but we create a Petit Marseillais corner directly on Intermarché website.
yeah,
Why?
very interesting. Yeah,
Because that's the best way to have your full lineup right here.
yes, exactly.
We are not just pushing one or two or three SKUs. We are pushing the full lineup. Why? Because we give the choice to your shopper.
And I guess what's really interesting here, Roman, for those of us who follow the science of how brands grow, is that irrespective of the offer, you're presenting the entire range of these products to customers who would not normally see that, and so you're really building physical availability for right there in front of the shopper. And I can see why, from a brand's point of view, that would be very, very attractive, even if the customer doesn't necessarily do all that the brand wants. It's nevertheless presenting it the entirety of its range, or the combinations of products and content that it wants that customer to see. I can see why that would be very powerful. And like you say, it's doing all of that still within the retailer's website, which of course, from the retailer's point of view, is obviously very important.
Yeah, and in that way, it's in that case on Le Petit Marseillais, it's really focused on brand, but you will have some shampoo, you will have some shower gel.
Yeah.
I think you have some conditioner, so you could do also some kind of cross purchase, because
Yes.
probably your shopper, is used to buy your shampoo, and by pushing this brand corner, he will discover on top of your shampoo the shower gel, the conditioner, the mask, and so on and so on. And on top of that, in that brand corner, we are, of course, following the guidelines of the retailer, but you could communicate and work on your brand equity. For instance, there, okay, you have your shopping basket fully cashback, but we are communicating on the SKUs, on the brand equity of the brand. We're communicating about the 40 years anniversary of Le Petit Marseillais and so on and so on. So it's really about brand environment.
Right. And so just what are the rules saying you buy a minimum of 5 products, and then
Yeah, you buy a minimum of 5 products and you have one chance out of, in that case on Schweppes, it's you have to buy 7 products. Okay, I have a large family, I should admit. And then, once more, brand equity. And there you have a game, because there is a partnership with Top Chef, which is a TV show.
how do
And
I know? How do I know from that I've got a certain chance? Because it's saying buy the 7 products, jouez de votre panier validé. So what does that mean? Play with a valid basket, or
no, you just add your product in your basket. Once your basket is validated, meaning once the payment is done, you will directly, once more, it's seamless. Right after the payment, the game will appear directly on Intermarché website,
okay. So
and you
all right.
play immediately. Because I said it's simple impacting, I said it's seamless, but it's also in real time.
Got you. Okay.
You add the product, you buy, you pay, and right after the payment, you play, and you know
Okay.
directly if you are a lucky winner or not.
Okay. So it's so the promotion actually appears once you've bought the basket.
Exactly, exactly. and right, it's still on Intermarché website, right after the payment. It's not
Cool.
something else. It's not a different shopper journey. It's fully integrated in the retailer or the app website.
Okay.
Retailer
Are you,
website.
are you able to show the gaming element, or is
Maybe let me double check because if I go, I will have to buy a basket. I like you, Steve, but but maybe let me show if I could.
off Schweppes lemonade's probably not what you want.
No, but if I have, I don't know if maybe let me check. Yeah, I should have. I will close that screen and I will share with you another screen. That one. Share screen. I don't know if I am able to do that. I'm trying to open a video. And if it works, I could show you the. Yeah, should work. You see it? I'm back.
Yeah. So I've paid, and then
So, for instance, there, it's once more, it's on Intermarché. Tac. I go right after, I go directly to the payment.
yeah, that's the okay.
Okay, you pay,
Yeah.
and the game will appear directly on
Okay.
on that case on Intermarché website, and you just have to click on it and to play.
Okay. Click to play, and
You are playing for 57 euros, and then you will see directly if you are. This one is a basic game, but on that one, I think you are losing. And I think we have another example. CRL on Kinder. I can't remember, but I hope on that one you will win. Just to show you, it's this game is super basic.
there you go. All right, very good.
So and that's it's that's super simple, and it's still.
And how do you remit the money to the customer? Is it a credit on their account, or is it what do they get? Do they get a voucher, or what do they get?
What I like the most is to be able to cash back them directly on their loyalty card.
Okay, so it's
Because
like
when you have a 100 cash back on your loyalty card, for sure, it reinforces big time the loyalty. Because this cash back is not coming from Kinder or is not coming from Lucky Card at all. For them, it's coming from the retailer.
Yeah.
And then in terms of loyalty, it's super strong.
Yeah.
And it's all about execution, I told you. And so we are managing also the shopper support afterward. But most of the time, we receive also super nice words from the shopper. You know what? I want 120. It makes, it's not only it makes my day, but I will be able to buy some gift to my sons or my grandson and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So it's a good one.
So basically, it could be converted into points on for a loyalty promote into the loyalty app, or it could be cashback depending on how the retailer's program works. And
we have even some retailer gift card.
What if the retailer says, "Look, I really like this, but we don't have a loyalty program on which to credit that 51 euros or pounds." How would it work without a loyalty program?
in that case, because we are doing it also in France, we are crediting directly the shopper on his bank account or his
Okay.
PayPal account or
Okay. So enter your bank account details, and we'll remit you the money.
yeah. We are working
Cool.
with PayPal on it, with bank account, and so on and so on.
Very good. It's very, very good, Romain. And are you able to, at a high level, share some kind of results or performance data as to, for either from the retailer's point of view or the brand's point of view?
Yeah, it's what I used to say. It's a FMCG solution designed by FMCG guys for FMCG retailer and brands to convert FMCG shoppers.
Yeah.
And it's really about once more technical mastery and category mastery. And today in France, as I said, we are really complementary to the retail media platform. But with our biggest retailers, we are already around 30% of their retail media revenues, which is quite big. But
You're
on top of that,
50%,
30,
30%,
30%.
30%. Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
it's
huge.
30%. We are working hand in hand with brands, retailers, and retailers media agency. So it could be 30% of their retail media revenue. But on top of that, with some retailers, last year we have distributed more than 1 million euros rewards on their loyalty card.
Mm-hmm.
We have one shopper out of two. We are top retailers who is playing to our game. The average basket is up by 20%. So we have strong results, and I think that it will be the next generation of the best way to doing business, because our mission, what we said, Lucky Cart is our mission is powering smart commerce, and we do believe that the future of FMCG business is all about smart commerce, and the way we are able to engage and convert our shopper, leveraging data, media, and technologies. So.
No, it's very, very, very good, Romain. Very impressive. So I think we're probably at the end of the episode, or we're timed out. But really, really, very, very impressive. Great story. An FMCG solution designed for shoppers, for FMCG retailers by FMCG supplier. I like that. Using data and AI at the core with this kind of gamified element. Really, really good. Is there anything final that you'd like to say? I mean, presumably now you're looking to expand beyond France, and you'd be very welcoming of discussions with retailers, in the UK and in other markets. Is that that's a core part of your next step of your journey?
Yeah, it's the next step of my journey, because, as I said, we are working with 90% of the online retailers in France. We are working with more than 200 brands.
200, amazing.
Yeah, and I think that today, both on the partnership standpoint and on a technological standpoint, we are really able now to move abroad. And we are starting with Spain, leveraging the global partnership we have with Carrefour and Epsilon. And the next step will be probably UK, because, as France, UK is quite mature on retail media, and above all is super mature on FMCG. And I do believe that we have, both in France and UK, the same business objective, the same business challenges, and the same way to drive business through promotion. And I'm convinced that our technology could be super helpful both for brands and retailers. And on top of that, I have also some global deals with some brands which are asking for us to move to the UK.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I'm sure a lot of retailers here will be very interested to hear that actually there's almost no risk, because of the 200 suppliers that are, or brands that you're working with in France. Of course, many, probably most of those are multinational to
Sure.
a great extent, and clearly they really like this mechanic, and it's, it seems like everybody wins. Shopper wins, big win for the brands. The retailers get higher basket spend, and they're having to, doing that without having to discount, selling at full price. And I could imagine that once one or two retailers in the UK get going, there's going to be a number of brands that are very, very keen to support them.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm happy to talk whenever I will be able to meet some UK friends.
Very good. Romain, many thanks. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, thanks a lot, Steve.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.